The eye can see that Mark Henry has built a life as strong as his legacy, with his ranch standing not just as a home but as a symbol of his power, family roots, and the fortune he created through years of consistent discipline. And today we walk through his gates to see how a legend lives when the cameras are off, the crowd is silent, and real life begins. Mark Henry's story begins in the soft morning light of Silsby, Texas, a small town where life moved slowly but hit hard, as he was born on June 12, 1971, into a family where strength was tradition, and when his father passed away at age 12, the house felt too quiet, forcing Mark to grow up faster than most, with dyslexia making school difficult and grief weighing heavily. Yet something inside him kept pushing forward, and during those years he found two constants: the weights that his mother bought him and the larger-than-life wrestlers he watched on TV, including Andre the Giant, who once lifted Mark over a barricade at a show in Beaumont, a moment that felt like the universe guiding him. By age 14 he weighed 225 pounds, stood 5'5" and could squat 600 pounds as a high school freshman, showing that strength came naturally while discipline was earned rep by rep in quiet gyms. And in 1990 he won the National High School Powerlifting Championships, breaking teenage world records and pushing further each year through state, national, and international titles, with teachers and coaches recognizing what he didn't yet understand, that he wasn't just strong but exceptional, bringing him to Austin to train for Olympic lifting, where he became the top American super heavyweight representing the United States on the world stage. Yet greatness rarely comes without setbacks, and at the 1996 Summer Olympics a back injury cut his run short as the bright lights of Atlanta faded into doubt, leading him to retire from Olympic lifting soon after. It could have been the end of his story, the quiet fall into unemployment so many athletes face when the spotlight fades, but Mark refused to accept that ending and began searching for his next path, which arrived from an unexpected direction: professional wrestling. In 1996, at just 24, Mark Henry signed a 10-year deal with the WWF, entering a world where the learning curve was steep, the culture tough, and expectations immense. Yet he adapted by creating memorable characters, studying the craft relentlessly, and pushing through injuries and reinventions, evolving from sexual chocolate into one of WWE's most dominant competitors. Personal tragedy struck again when his mother passed away in 2001, but he honored her memory by winning the 2002 Arnold Strongman Classic, returning to his roots with a victory he dedicated to her. And he steadily climbed the ranks through hard work and determination rather than shortcuts or luck, capturing the ECW Championship in 2008 and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in 2011, achievements reflecting years of perseverance. And when he retired in 2018, he didn't walk away but transitioned into roles as a mentor, coach, and commentator, guiding new talent just as his mentors had guided him, later joining All Elite Wrestling in 2021 to add another chapter to a life built on focus and resilience, with his story feeling less like a biography and more like a documentary where each scene, marked by struggle and triumph, shows how a boy from Silsby became one of the strongest men alive, and used that strength to build not just a career but a life. Stepping away from the arenas, we enter the world he created on his Texas ranch, where the long sun stretches across 30 acres of open land, revealing a quiet western estate of warm stone, solid timber, and the wide open space only Texas can offer, with a driveway curving beneath tall oaks whose shadows dance along the path as the house rises ahead. A two-story structure of honey-colored rock and brick that exudes a grounded, powerful presence, appearing to have stood firm through seasons and storms, with a front porch of thick wooden beams and a solid farmhouse door carved with iron studs built to last decades. And inside, the house opens into classic ranch architecture with vaulted ceilings supported by exposed trusses, walls finished in warm earth tones, wide plank hardwood floors polished to a soft glow, and light pouring through tall windows to warm the stone fireplace anchoring the living room, a dramatic centerpiece with a chimney that rises all the way to the rafters. Oversized sofas and recliners face the hearth in muted browns and grays that reflect the landscape outside, creating a room designed for family gatherings, late-night conversations, and quiet moments after long days, with an archway leading into the dining room where red textured walls and a wrought iron chandelier add deep western warmth, while a heavy wooden table is surrounded by embroidered chairs whose patterns tell stories of cattle, open fields, and the Texas spirit woven through the house, and family photos in one corner bring a sense of memory rather than decoration. The kitchen continues the ranch-style luxury with custom cabinetry crafted from rich knotty wood, layered granite countertops, and a large island in soft cream tones, with a professional-grade stove beneath a carved hood framed by a stone backsplash and rows of sharpened knives ready for use, while a stainless steel refrigerator provides a modern contrast, and deep farm sinks with pendant lights keep the space warm and inviting, making it the practical heart of the home designed for gatherings that stretch late into the evening. And down the hall, the master suite shifts to a softer, more intimate tone. The bedroom glows with warm copper tones, textured walls, and wide dark floors, with soft curtains filtering the afternoon light and a heavy rustic wooden bed frame standing as the centerpiece, while the adjoining bathroom feels like a ranch-style spa with a long double vanity set in polished stone, warm plaster walls, iron-mounted mirrors, and a soaking tub built into a tiled platform beneath a chandelier that blends elegance with Western earthiness. From the staircase, the home opens to a loft balcony overlooking the grand living room, a quiet lookout where beams cross overhead like the inside of a cathedral, and down the hall an office keeps things simple with warm wall tones, clean trim, 2 workstations, and a pair of soft chairs facing the window where Mark handles business, plans charity events, or mentors young athletes from a distance, while beyond the main house the ranch spreads into areas for daily work, starting with an indoor sports area that is open and airy with volleyball nets, balls, and a cushioned floor, offering a space where Mark can train, exercise, or let the kids play without worrying about time. Stepping outside, long rows of fencing lead to the horse barns where the stalls sit beneath metal roofs with red frames, sturdy enough for the Texas heat, and farther out, riding areas stretch wide under the open sky, with one inside and one outside, both large enough for training, practicing with horses, or enjoying the calm rhythm of Texas land, a place where Mark feels most at peace surrounded by open space, fresh air, and the steady presence of the animals he loves. Past the barns, a wooden walkway reaches over the ranch's small lake where the water reflects the blue sky and tree line, ending at a quiet dock made for thinking, resting, or watching his children fish on warm weekends, with a nearby pool shaped with smooth curves and lined with stone edges, where blue tiles form soft star patterns beneath the water and a few lounge chairs rest along the shaded patio, creating a simple and peaceful corner of the ranch made for warm evenings, family time, and quiet moments when everything slows down. And Mark Henry's Texas ranch blends luxury with true ranch character, mixing comfort with purpose so that every room, every building, and every open acre feels like an extension of who he is. Strong, steady, and rooted in the land, Mark Henry has always built a life where family and discipline grow side by side, and now we shift to the vehicles that carried him through different chapters of his journey. The Acura MDX became part of his daily rhythm long before anyone noticed, chosen for its simple reliability, a quiet SUV that carried strength without drawing attention, with a calm V6 engine, a wide cabin for easy family rides through Texas, and soft suspension that handled the rough back roads to his ranch. Currently valued around $20,000 and offering familiar comfort that has stayed with him for years, while his world also embraces something louder and more rugged with the Hummer H1, the massive military-inspired machine he earned as a prize at the 2002 Arnold Strongman Classic, its squared frame, heavy steel body, and deep engine growl fitting naturally into life across open Texas land, often driven along rough paths on his property where the H1's power finds purpose. Valued near $60,000 and standing not just as a prize but as a symbol of the strength he earned. Together, these vehicles reflect the practical, grounded life he has built, each mile carrying purpose rather than show. And from here we turn to another measure of his journey, the wealth he has created and how it shapes his life today, with a net worth of $4,500,000, not amassed overnight but grown slowly through every lift, every match, and every decision long after the cheering faded, beginning with modest earnings from his 10-year WWF contract signed in 1996, chosen not for quick riches but for stability after years on competition. Stipends and prize money, with income arriving in pieces as he built the foundation for the life he enjoys today. Appearance fees, training bonuses, and the small checks that matter when you are young and unsure of what comes next helped Mark Henry get through those early years, and though the amounts were modest, those contracts laid the groundwork for everything that followed. His real financial climb began once he became a recognizable name, and through the late 1990s and early 2000s his salary grew with every improved storyline, every pay-per-view spot, and every moment the crowd stood for him, reaching hundreds of thousands annually by the time he peaked, especially after winning the World Heavyweight Championship in 2011, and when merchandise royalties, promotional appearances, and special event bonuses are added, each year added another layer of stability. While outside the ring, his strongman career created a steady income stream through more than a dozen major wins, including gold, silver, and bronze placements at events like the 1995 Pan American Games and the 2002 Arnold Strongman Classic, where he took home $10,000, a luxury cruise, and a $75,000 Hummer. These victories were more than trophies, they were financial steps that helped him build the secure life he enjoys today. And over time, wrestling became less about fame and more about long-term value, with retirement from WWE in 2018 leading to steady, quiet income roles as a coach, talent scout, mentor, and later commentator and analyst with AEW, offering consistent salary, broadcasting pay, and the freedom to grow his wealth without the physical demands of competition. They also allowed Mark Henry to stay close to the sport he loves, guiding young athletes just as others once guided him, and together these earnings shaped the lifestyle he enjoys today, from his Texas ranch and wide acres of land to the solid vehicles built for country roads and the quiet financial confidence earned through decades of hard work. His fortune may be counted in millions, but it was built the same way everything else in his life was built, through patience, strength, and relentless determination. Even when the arena lights went dark, and with the wealth he earned he never kept it for himself, choosing instead to help others in meaningful ways, including supporting youth sports programs across Texas with over $200,000 donated for equipment, facility repairs, and training scholarships, aiding health and recovery foundations with more than $150,000 to ease medical burdens for families during his mother's illness, funding annual scholarships exceeding $100,000 for students, balancing academics and athletics, and contributing over $80,000 to restore gyms, youth centers, and community facilities in storm-damaged areas, all quietly leaving a lasting impact on the communities that shaped him. And now we turn to the quieter side of Mark Henry's story, his personal life, where routine, family, and the calm rhythm of ranch living take center stage. As these days his life moves at a slower, more grounded pace than the one he lived in packed arenas, yet it is still guided by the same sense of responsibility that carried him through his entire career. And at home in Texas his world revolves around his wife, Jana Perry, whom he married in 2005, and their two children, Jacob and Joanna. With family being the part of his life he protects most, and much of his time now spent being present for them through school milestones, quiet evenings, weekend routines, and the small moments that grow more meaningful with each passing year, while friendship remains important too. And even years after serving as a pallbearer at the funeral of his close friend Michael Clark Duncan in 2012, that loss still shapes how he values the people around him, keeping relationships that are fewer, stronger, and built on trust with fellow wrestlers, strongman competitors, and longtime colleagues who understand the journey he has lived and the pressures that come with it. And his work routine now reflects a different kind of strength as part of All Elite Wrestling, where he spends most of his professional time coaching, advising, and guiding younger athletes, enjoying the teaching side of the business, helping others avoid the mistakes he once made, giving them the tools to succeed long after their bodies begin to slow down, and finding real satisfaction in watching them grow. In 2019, Mark Henry revealed in a busted open interview that he plans to donate his brain to science after his death to support chronic traumatic encephalopathy (CTE) research, aiming to protect future athletes from the hidden dangers he has witnessed in his industry and to benefit his own children and others. Today, his life centers on family, mentorship, and purpose, reflecting a man who has learned from his past and now uses his experiences to create a better future for his loved ones and for the athletes following the path he once walked.